Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Today, let me show you how to edit a photo in the Mac Photos app in 7 steps. MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 1,000 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you could read more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. Now, after you've taken some photos and they're in your photos library, editing them can be intimidating with all of the different controls and functions in the Mac Photos app. But you can improve your photos a great deal by just following some simple steps. The first thing you may want to do is rotate your photo slightly. For instance, let's look at this photo here. When I took this photo, obviously I wasn't holding the camera very level. You could see the line of the ocean there isn't straight at all. If I go into Edit and then go to Crop, I can adjust rotation. Now there's a button at the bottom right hand corner for Auto Adjust. You can try that first. Sometimes it will automatically try to adjust the rotation of the photo. But if that doesn't work, you can grab this control here and rotate. Notice the lines that appear on the photo when you do this. They help you line it up. So now I can pretty easily line it up so the horizon is perfectly level. And it improves the photo a great deal. The next thing you may want to do is crop your photo. You can make a photo a lot better by cropping out things around the edges. So go into Edit and then Crop just as before. But now use the corners and crop things out. I've got too much here at the bottom, so I'm going to take some of that away because it's taking away focus from the subjects here. In addition, there's too much over here that's not as interesting. I'm going to do this. Using the rule of thirds, this photo is still far from perfect, but it's a lot better than the original. The next thing you may want to do is clean up imperfections. Usually you may want to do this when it comes to people and their skin, say, but I always like to use the example of flowers. There can be imperfections, like these dots here, that I could get rid of by using the Retouch tool. You can look at the Retouch tool right here and change the size of the brush to something that fits the size of what it is you're going to be editing. You can zoom in and continue to adjust the size. When you get it to about there, then simply click right in that spot and it will adjust and try to get rid of those blemishes. You can also drag to fix an area. You can even do some extreme things. Here in this photo it looks great except that there's a no trespassing sign that I'd love to get rid of. So I can use the Retouch tool on this sign here. If I click it here to activate it, you can see this is too small. Let's adjust the brush size to be something bigger like this. And now I'm going to drag down and see if I can get rid of the entire sign. And sure enough it does. This area is far from perfect, but zoomed out I'm not really going to notice it, at least not as much as the imperfection of having the no trespassing sign on this beautiful scene. Now you want to work with the lighting and color in the photo. One thing you can do, if nothing else, is to use the auto button that's right here. Matter of fact, you don't even have to be in editing mode to use it. Just click it and it will try to automatically adjust the photo. This may not give you the perfect result, but very often it's better than what you started with. You can turn it off there to compare. Also you can go into Edit and do it here. Now whether you turn this on or not, the next step might be to adjust lighting. There's an auto button here for lighting as well. So if you're not using the general enhancements there, you can just auto enhance only the lighting and it won't touch the other things. Or you can reveal the elements here under lighting. You can actually get more detailed under options here. But if you'd rather not go into the fine details like that, just use this line here. Notice if I go to the right, it's greatly enhancing the light, making things brighter. If I go here, it's making things darker. And you've got an undo button right here. So ask yourself, in this photo, does it look lighter or darker than I originally remember it when I took the photo? If it looks a little darker, then adjust to the right to brighten things up. And you can see how it changes all of these things here. It's looking at the photo and it's adjusting these things according to what's being shown in the photo. So this is going to look different when you try it with your photos. Next, do the same thing with color. You've got an auto control here, or you can reveal this and options and just use this control here. If you remember the colors being more vivid when you took the photo, drag to the right. If you think the colors are a little too vivid in the photo and you kind of want to desaturate it, you can bring it down to the left. Don't be afraid to play around with these because remember you can always undo things and you can always revert to the original. If you get really far down into adjusting things and you want to see how that compares to the original photo, you always have this button here. Click and hold and you see the original. Release and you see the photo with all of your changes. Don't be afraid to revert and start again, adjusting the light and adjusting the color to play around with the photo and see what you come up with. And if you've taken a bunch of photos at the same location and you like how this looks, you can always go to Image and then Copy Adjustments. And then you can go to another photo and then edit that photo and go to Image and then Paste Adjustments to use exactly the same adjustments for that photo. So the last thing you may want to do is try some of the filters. Go to Filters here. 90% of the time I find I just want to stick with the original. But it's worth checking out some of these other filters to see your photo in a different way. Sometimes the results are great. Let's try some of these. You can see that doesn't work. It's way too vivid. But I could always adjust down and maybe only have this at 43%. I could try this here or this and go through all of these to get different looks. In this case I don't like any of those. I'm going to stick with original and that's fine. But when it comes to this photo, when I go to Filters, if I check out the Vivid Cool version, it looks pretty neat. But the sun's pretty washed out. But then Dramatic Cool is a lot better. So there are tons of other things that you can do and ways to adjust your photo. But don't let the fact that you have so many choices get in the way with making small changes just using the Auto Enhance tool, basic light and color adjustments, some cropping, rotation, and other things. And try not to get frustrated the first few times you try this. It takes some practice to get used to this and eventually you'll find you can do it faster and get even better results. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.